One thing I condemn.
Did you guys all stay in touch between like the early '90s and 2006? Were you guys in constant touch or?
Somewhat.
Yeah, not constant touch, but in touch
constant.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do well.
Rob and I hadn't talked at all for almost 12 years.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
long
yeah?
12
time.
years, a long time before we talked. But then again, I put my gear down and I never played for 12 years.
Really, you didn't play at all?
My dad see my stuff packed up in the corner one weekend and asked me about them, and I said, no interest, no need. And slowly, about a week after he mentioned that, I had them set up in the basement again and
Yeah.
started dabbling in it, and it went from that small little session to my massive addiction now.
So you weren't playing, and Scott, you moved at some time to Vancouver, and Joe moved to Detroit.
Yep.
And you guys all different levels of relationships and kids and things happened.
Yeah. Marriage, children.
I know Rob had you were playing in Interzone with guys from Soulstorm and
Yep. Had Junior in there and Drew Gully on drums. And yeah, I mean, we were all still playing. I guess Gus, stopped for a little while, but he got back into it before Sacrifice got back together.
Oh yeah.
Now, Joe, you were playing in a band with your wife, is that right?
No. I was in when I moved to Detroit. I started playing more. I was more into the hardcore scene.
Okay.
Started playing with a bunch of hardcore guys, and then I did a stint for a little while with Walls of Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played with them for a while. We actually recorded like a 7-inch, and we did a few shows. We
How come I don't have that?
I don't even have it either.
Probably like 500 copies that were made, sold out immediately.
But I mean, I've always played. I've
Yeah.
I've never not played. So and then this came up, and it just takes so much time. That I pretty much dropped everything else and just focused on this for now.
Yeah. Now this is you guys are doing 2 shows this year, but I mean it takes quite a bit of work to get you guys all together to practice. I hope you don't mind me saying this over the air because I know that you told me, but when you played the Winnipeg show, 3 of you had played together, but Scott was out in Vancouver, and he came in basically the day of, or
The day
day before.
It's the first time I ever played the new album with the whole band.
Yeah.
Wow.
As a band, because the recording, there's the tracks and everything, but actually as a band, it was weird. It's like I've never played these songs with you guys before, and we recorded it already.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was good. There's no problem.
Yeah.
We're professional.
We were playing thrash metal since you're like 15.
So
When you're in your 40s, you've reached a level of professionalism.
I think to a certain degree, you guys probably know each other almost as well as you know your wives. Like you've known each other probably longer than you've known your wives. It's like
we grew up together.
Oh yeah, pretty much almost. Well, no, I've known my wife about a year before I met these guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, we all grew up together. Scott and I were the same high school.
Yeah, high school. Yeah.
And then I just lived down the street from Rob, so I mean we all knew each other from ever since the beginning, pretty much.
Yeah.
So 26 years, 27 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
It's hard to believe. Seems like yesterday, but
does it still feel good?
Oh, it feels great.
It feels
Oh yeah.
great now,
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Playing metal again for our fans is great.
It's awesome.
I say it's good for us to be able to, we have this where the 4 of us can still get together and just act like idiots for a little while, and because like you said, we've known each other since we were kids, and we don't get to see each other a whole lot, so it's great to get back together and just talk and stuff and act stupid.
So you guys will see each other every day this week, and by Sunday next
Pretty
week
much.
You'll be like, I had enough of that guy for a couple of
See you-
weeks.
see you-
I had enough of Gus. Enough of Gus in Winnipeg.
See you maybe at Christmas time, if not next year when we do some more shows. What is what's the sort of plan, if there is a plan? I know that the record is going to come out in Europe early next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any hopes of trying to get over and play festivals over there?
I hope so.
It'll happen. We've never played in Europe.
We have to play there, yes.
We've never played there, unbelievably, but
I'm sure that there are some festivals that'll fall all over themselves to have you guys play.
I hope so.
Well,
So do I hope so too.
we are going to do it this year.
Right on. Now, in the early days, you guys used to play in Scott's parents' house?
When we first
Yeah,
started,
when we first started.
Yeah.
My parents didn't mind.
Little trainer amps,
Yeah.
little trainer practice amps, and
That's where Gus tried out.
Oh, yeah?
They came all the way from wherever he was on Allen Road, west side. Oh, maybe it was Corner Brook. Maybe he came all the way from Corner Brook and tried out.
How fast did you guys know he was going to be in the band on the tryout?
After one song.
Yeah, right away.
Well,
Right
about
away.
10 seconds, I think.
Yeah, 10 seconds exactly. Say, oh, right on. He was the only drummer that could play that fast.
Yeah,
And
it
play it
wasn't-
right.
No one knew how to play
Yeah.
thrash drums then.
Yeah,
Like, it
exactly.
was- yeah.
We knew some good drummers, there's no doubt, but I mean, Gus was it.
And he just hit hard too. Which
Yeah,
is
and he
really
hit hard,
important.
Yeah, that's very important
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
type of music for sure. One Napalm Death show that I saw in Toronto, I was so disappointed. They had the mic on the drum mic'd wrong, and it just made, the guy was hitting hard, but it made his snare sound like the tinnest, quietest snare when he was doing his blast beats.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sounded like he was dropping a teaspoon, almost.
Oh, wow.
That's
really,
terrible.
really, yeah,
That's-
really
yeah.
disappointing.
Especially for them.
I was kind of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was kind of like, wow, maybe he isn't a good grind drummer. But then the next time they came, he totally, it was amazing, sounded great, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
Bad
maybe his
experience.
trainer wasn't working or something. A lot of those, like blast drummers, I think out of necessity, you use a trigger.
yeah,
So,
maybe
Definitely.
can be hard for sure. So, how prepared are you guys? Do you know what you're going to play next week? Big show in Toronto.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we don't definitively have our set list yet, but we've got about 90% of it we know.
And we're still picking and choosing. Pretty much everything today. We played it, but we'll see.
Cool. A woman named Holly Wiedenbrook emailed. She said, "Sacrifice, come to New York City. We effing need a Sacrifice show stateside. We'll feed you pizza."
Better be good pizza.
There's always good pizza in New York City.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, it's been a while since we played in New York.
Yeah, long time.
Long time.
And I got a bunch of questions here that were from the Brave board. I didn't come up with these, but I'll ask you. Is it true, Metal Blade, we're not happy you were not writing 100-mile-per-hour thrash songs for every track? Is that the reason Metal Blade no longer wanted Sacrifice?
Probably better off to ask them. No, I mean, they didn't really say anything about, it wasn't like there was no fast songs on the album.
Right.
It's just thrash wasn't the in thing then, so that might have had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, death metal was just coming up at that point, and a lot of people were moving into that, either that or getting into grunge, which is like so not thrash,
Right.
And that's pretty much what killed the thrash scene.
Yeah.
Was just those two styles.
Even when you look at bands like Sodom, kind of went into that sort of death metal sound a little bit at one point. You guys always stayed really pure with your vision. I mean, there's no difference, and I think that you could, if the Ones I Condemn came out right after Soldiers of Misfortune, I don't think anyone would think anything of it. Or even if it came out after Apocalypse Inside, I mean, it's definitely the same kind of mindset. You can tell it's the same band, same vibe, same energy. I don't know, maybe even a little bit more piss and vinegar now than you had back then. You guys would know that better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I
do.
think so.
We had to come back hard. We did, for sure.
Yeah,
Plus,
I mean,
this is what we know how to do. What we know how to do well. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, for us to come out with a record like the Ones I Condemn, I mean, it's just like natural for us to come out with something like that. It couldn't be anything else.